Everyone, please join me in welcoming Adam.
Thank you so much for inviting me out in the hospitality. You guys are truly the inspiration for me. And now you guys are what made me being here possible today. So I'm Adam Millar. I'm a 19-year-old from Colorado. I'm the son of Jay and Debbie, the brother of Joe and Jack, but most importantly, the son of Christ, and firmly believe I'd not be sitting here today if it wasn't for him. I started playing hockey when I was 4 years old and began dreaming of a collegiate career when I was 10. And hockey has paved the way of my life this far. I found my best friends, my mentors, and glimpses of the man I want to become one day. My heart deterioration started long before I thought. I was midway through the 2017-2018 hockey season after a 5-game weekend in Michigan. I was an all-star, nominated for the all-first team, top scorer, and leader on the team, so it wasn't unusual for me to feel run down after a 5-game weekend. Unfortunately, that never got better, and I continued to grind out through the rest of the season. I had cut my shift lengths down to 1/3 of the time it usually is at, and we went deep into a playoff run for the state championships, and I got upset, unfortunately. And it's routine to take a couple weeks off after you lose and let your body rest and recover, but I had signed a contract with the junior team and was invited to come out to the last week of March. So I continued to train and skate every day, despite the fact that I threw up after every ice session, that it took me an extra 15 minutes to lift because I couldn't breathe in between sets until I made it out to the junior team. And that week was when my body started hitting a wall. I could no longer run a single mile after running 2 miles in 14 minutes to start the year. And I blamed the humidity for where I was at and continued to blame myself as an athlete. So when I got back from my junior visit, I chastised myself for not being good enough, not being in good enough shape, and pushed harder. I now worked out and skated every day and threw up more, had to take more naps, was more tired. I began to lose a lot of weight because my body couldn't compensate for what I was doing. And my last lift was April 13th. I had squatted 300 pounds as my sets, and then it took me an extra 30 minutes to lift because I couldn't breathe during some sets and I couldn't breathe after others. And that weekend, my body finally hit the wall. I could no longer eat. I had no energy to move, no energy to even stand to go to the bathroom. And that's when me and my parents decided that there was something seriously wrong with me and I couldn't keep pushing forward. So I went to the urgent care with the assumption it was pneumonia, and I'd just get some antibiotics and I'd be fine since I had a constant cough the night before and the last 4 months. I went to the urgent care and they're like, hey, your lungs are perfectly fine, but can we take an EKG because your heart's beating unusually fast? I was like, sure, I didn't think anything of it. I was 18 years old, there would be nothing wrong with my heart. And the EKG came back, she came back with the results, and she's like, hey, we have called an ambulance. Your heart's racing at 180 beats per minute. And at that point, I looked down and could literally see my heart beating out of my chest, but still couldn't feel a thing. So I was on my way to the first of 3 hospitals in 24 hours, and I continuously vomited, couldn't catch my breath, and went to the ER, and they just tried to give me some meds to help lower my heart rate, and it worked like a little bit, but they wanted to do a cardioversion at 5 p.m. And unfortunately, my last memory of that day was I still thought I was fine. My little brother, we're best friends, and he walked in with my phone charger because I texted him to bring it. And he's like, hey, do you want me to unplug your life support to charge your phone? And we had both laughed and said yes because we didn't know the severity of the situation. So the cardioversion happened around 5 p.m. and the doctor said that I would wake up within 30 minutes, and unfortunately that was not the case. I never became fully responsive, and my kidneys and liver started to fail. Unfortunately, Dr. Nima Gile was on call that night at the sister hospital and requested my transfer ASAP, despite the talks that I needed a heart transplant. They'd send me to another place. But Dr. Gile called and requested my transfer, and this is the part I do not know, so I'm going to read the notes. What I'm about to tell you I don't remember. The details of these next 6 days come from others who have experienced it with me, including Carly Hamilton, Justin Weber, and Lee Ballmer, your Colorado Abiomed team. Once at the second hospital, I was taken directly to the cath lab. When I arrived by helicopter, I was under supervision of Dr. Nima Gile. I had a lactate reading of 8, a cardiac index of 1.1, and an ejection fraction of 15, and my skin color was modeling. The right and left heart cath were performed and displayed the values that indicated the left side of my heart needed support. Therefore, Dr. Nima Gile placed Impella CP within 10 minutes of the CP being placed. My PA pressures went from 69/33 with an RA of 35 and a PAPI of 1.03 to PA pressures of 57/41 with an RA of 30 and a PAPI of 0.53. Dr. Nima Gile then placed the Impella RP. The CP device was removed in the OR on Tuesday afternoon. They did a trial reading for the RP on Wednesday, but my CVP had doubled within 60 seconds, so I stayed on it until Friday and then removed in my ICU. The morning of April 21st was my next real memory, despite the fact that I had had dreams the last 6 days of dying in a submarine due to lack of oxygen. And I was nodding my head as the doctor was weaning me off life support, and I was beginning to breathe room air again, and I went into a cardiac arrest for 79 seconds, saw my life flash before my eyes, and my little brother jumped on top of me, giving me CPR before I snapped back into reality after 79 seconds. That is a moment that my mom and I will both never forget, as she sat there and witnessed her son go into cardiac arrest. From that night, I was taken off life support, and I never looked back, despite the fact that I weighed 40 pounds lighter than I did previously, and couldn't stand without a walker, and could only take sponge baths from male nurses. My first thoughts were what had happened. It felt like I'd woken up from a nap and I was perfectly fine. I couldn't comprehend what had happened to me. I was an athlete 4 days prior, and now I was laying in an ICU room learning about heart transplants and how my life had changed forever and how I wasn't going to be the same person I was. I was being treated like an 80-year-old. They did not know what the Impella did. They did not know how strong it was, and that it allowed my heart to fully recover already. They were planning on putting me on LVADs until I could get a heart transplant until April 26th, when I was permanently taken off the transplant list, and was able to go home May 1st with a ICD unit to track and monitor my heart health to make sure there was no arrhythmias. My last encounter at the hospital was May 1st, when I was allowed to leave with my now ex-cardiologist, who had told me that I would no longer be able to play hockey again. I had to give up the idea of exercising, and I needed to find a psychiatrist to get through all the trauma I'd previously been through. So I started to train. I got home, and I got home. I weighed 40 pounds lighter, so I just started to eat, because that's all I was allowed to do. I wasn't allowed to lift. I wasn't allowed to drive. I wasn't allowed to do anything I was used to doing, so I just sat there and ate, gained my weight back, and then was slowly allowed to do everything I could again. I was cleared to play hockey on August 16th of last year, and played a successful year of hockey with no major medical issues. But before I left for the season on August 17th, I wanted to get something to commemorate such a dramatic event. So on my right bicep, I got a tattoo of a heartbeat, it flatlining and another heart beating again with the verse Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, but plans to give you hope and a future through the cross. And then God is greater than the ups and downs with 421, the day that I flatlined. So this being said, I would not be here if it wasn't for all of you. So thank you hardly seems adequate, but thank you so much. The dual impellas, Dr. Nima Gile and Carly Hamilton saved my life that night by utilizing them. And I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and I am here for a reason, and I couldn't be here without you guys. So thank you so much, and God bless you all.